It's time now for sports, and we say hello to Simon Harding.
Hi, Francois.
So tell me, Simon, do you think that Arsenal fans were cheering on Wednesday evening when their North London rivals were qualifying in that dramatic manner for the Champions League semi-finals?
It's a very difficult one, isn't it, Francois? Because, of course, Tottenham and Arsenal going head-to-head for fourth place in the Premier League for Champions League football. But Arsenal might qualify through the Europa League, which is exactly what I'll be talking about this evening. European football continues with the Europa League quarter-final second leg. Napoli host Arsenal, hoping to overturn a 2-0 first leg defeat. After beginning in the Champions League, Napoli are unbeaten at home in Europe this season with 4 wins and a draw, and can take inspiration from 4 recent wins over English clubs at the San Paolo Stadium. The Italians are chasing their first European trophy in 3 decades. Arsenal manager Unai Emery knows that his team will be put under immense pressure, and said that the most important factor for him was just to get the result in whichever way possible.
Our first target is to win, and after, of course, if we score, when you score, playing matches like tomorrow match, we can take also a good advantage maybe with this goal, but we know it's going to be very difficult because they can score 1 goal, 2 goals, they can score more goals because they have a lot of attacking players with this quality.
Elsewhere, Chelsea are hoping to secure their place in the last 8 of the European competition in their second leg clash against Slavia Prague. The Blues, playing at home, are 1-0 ahead after scraping a first leg victory in a difficult and frustrating game in Prague last week. Relieved by a late goal from Marcos Alonso, they'll be hoping for a more comfortable result at home at Stamford Bridge on Thursday. Chelsea defender Antonio Rudiger looks set to sit out with a minor knee injury. The London club are unbeaten in their last 14 games in the Europa League, but that record isn't putting off their Czech opponents. Their coach saying they'll be putting up a fight at the Stamford Bridge ground.
We need to learn from the first game. It showed us that if we do everything as planned, we are capable of being better than Chelsea. We shouldn't make the same mistakes, especially away. We just need to follow our strategy. The statistics are obviously clear, and I think it will be difficult, but we will see tomorrow on the field. As long as we follow our strategy, there's a small chance that we might be the better side.
In an all-Spanish affair, Valencia have taken a big step towards the Final Four with their 3-1 first leg win at Villarreal last week, but there is still plenty more action there. Benfica are also in a comfortable position ahead of their trip to Frankfurt, although the Germans do have 2 away goals, which could be vital. Time for our NBA roundup. Game 2 in 3 matches of the playoffs, but the highest scoring victory fell to the Milwaukee Bucks, who defeated the Detroit Pistons 120-99. Led by a sensational Eric Bledsoe and Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Bucks cruised into an early lead. Unable to slow down their opponents, the Pistons were behind at half-time. In the third quarter, the Bucks scored 35 points, the Greek getting 13 in the third. Milwaukee are aiming to win the series for the first time since 2001. Luke Kennard was Detroit's highest scorer with 19 points. The Pistons, who were without their star player Blake Griffin, who has been sidelined with an injury. And elsewhere, the Celtics took a 2-game lead as well in their tie against the Pacers. Boston winning that one at the TD Garden. James Harden had 32 points for the Rockets in their big win against the Jazz. The home team outscoring their opponents in the first 3 quarters before easing off in the fourth. Tennis is next with the Monte Carlo Masters. Rafael Nadal looks as unstoppable as ever on his favoured clay surface. The Spaniard demolished Grigor Dimitrov in straight sets. An even start to the first saw both men go toe-to-toe looking for a break, but when Nadal upped his game, it seemed as if he toyed with the Bulgarian. Nadal's power got him out of trouble when Dimitrov seemed on the verge of gaining the upper hand in the first. Finally, another break from the former world number 1, giving him the first set 6-4. In the second, it was a much less contested affair. Nadal in full control of proceedings, using his forehands to great effect to overwhelm his opponent. Try as he may, Dimitrov was unable to answer Nadal's power and his confidence dropped. One final unforced error, giving Nadal a routine 6-4, 6-1 win over Dimitrov. The Spaniard next plays Guido Pella in the quarterfinals. Novak Djokovic is also through to the quarterfinals after a straight sets victory against American Taylor Fritz. The Serb was in cruise control for much of the match after surviving a gritty start to the opening set. After breaking Fritz at 2-2, Djokovic took control and claimed the opening set 6-3, breaking his opponent 3 times. In the second, the world number 1 only dropped 4 points on his own serve, once again taking his opponents 3 times to progress to the quarters. Fritz's game riddled with unforced errors, 28 in total for the American, as Djokovic pointed out.
Yes, I mean, it was really hard to play in these kind of conditions for both of us. I think first 5 games were quite close every game. It was not too many rallies, a lot of unforced errors from his side as well. But on a day like this, you're just trying to hang in there and tactically do the right things to win.
Djokovic and Nadal in great form, Francois.
All right, and the Monte Carlo Masters, which run through Sunday. Many thanks for that, Simon Harding.